Welcome to Pronger Smith Medical Care, where patient safety and quality of care are very important to us. At Pronger Smith, our mission to deliver safe, quality care begins and ends with meeting the needs and expectations of our patients. Pronger Smith Medical Care is the premier healthcare facility of Chicago's southwestern suburbs. We have over 50 doctors, state-of-the-art technologies, highly trained staff, and are Joint Commission accredited. Our healthcare professionals are very friendly, open, and always encourage an honest dialogue with patients and family to assure the best possible care. Preventative medicine starts in the womb and continues all lifelong. Every child is a precious gift to be loved and cared for with the best resources possible. The entire pediatric staff is trained and dedicated to working exclusively with children. All are well aware that children are not little adults, but people with unique needs. Medical equipment designed for this age group, examination and waiting areas created, outline Pronger Smith's commitment to provide for our community's infants and children.
Hi, I'm Dr. Irizarry and I'm a pediatrician here at Pronger Smith. I've been here for 7 years now. So one topic I'd like to talk about is women's health. It's very important to be healthy even before you get pregnant. So you need to eat well and exercise on a regular basis. Once you get pregnant, the baby inside you is growing from the nutrients in your body, and the way this baby gets the nutrients is through your blood flow. So first of all, you have to have a good storage of nutrients in your body for this baby to thrive. I'll be seeing your baby within a week after delivery to make sure everything is going well and to answer all of your questions. As a matter of fact, every time you come in, I'll be answering any questions or concerns you might have. You can always call beforehand anytime and I'll be happy to help you with that. The baby will be examined for any problems. Most of the time babies are healthy, but sometimes we do find issues during the first week of life that need to be addressed right away. After that, the baby will be coming in on a regular basis for immunizations. Now, immunizations are very important. We're lucky and we're blessed to have all of these immunizations that prevent very serious disease. And one of the things with parenting is you have to set limits. Children are happiest when they have their limits, when they know what's right, what's wrong, and their limits. And that includes electronics. Before the age of 2, infants should not be involved with electronics. They're learning from you, they're learning from their environment, how to speak, how to socialize. So it's very important that you not have them in front of a TV at all if possible. After the age of 2, then you would limit their use of electronics and TV to 2 hours a day, and that should be something that should be honored for the rest of their lives. Right now, Facebook is very addicting for a lot of teens, and they spend hours and hours and hours not only on it but thinking about it, and they want to get back on it to do some more talking. And it's very important just to limit that. If they don't get onto Facebook, that's even better, but if they are on Facebook, make sure that you limit the amount of time that they spend on it.
With child obesity rising in epidemic proportions and being the #1 most preventable disease, Dr. Irizarry finds it very important to let us know, why do we overeat?
In recent studies is that there's a physical reason for people wanting to eat. We have receptors in the brain for fat, salt, sweets. And when we eat fat, salts, and sweets, those receptors are activated and we feel pleasure. And so a lot of kids eat a lot seeking that pleasure because they're experiencing something else. It could be boredom, it could be loneliness, it could be fatigue, it could be other things. So it's very important for you to be involved with your child and figure out what it is that is going on with him or her so that you can help him or her with that issue so that they don't turn to food.
Let's talk about sugary drinks. One of the main problems that we have is that we have drinks that are packaged in containers that are just too large. What that means is that you're getting too many calories, too many empty calories, and too much bad sugar in these drinks. What that does is that causes you to be more likely to gain weight. And the problem is that these drinks are available in so many different places. You can get them in vending machines, you can get them in coffee houses, you can get them at the corner store, and it's an issue where we need to be aware of these things so that we can limit our consumption of these types of drinks.
The second most alarming increase in children's health problems are the upward trends in adolescent allergies. Dr. Majmundar takes a moment here to explain in depth some of the newest information on allergies and new findings on why there is a statistical rise in allergic reactions.
My name is Dr. Amy Majmundar. I'm an allergist and immunologist. I'm board certified and have been at Pronger Smith for 7 years. Sure. Allergies are a specific immune response to an allergen. An example of an allergen would be either pet dander, pollen such as ragweed or tree pollen, and when the immune system reacts abnormally to this allergen is when you have an allergic response. The different types of allergic responses include anything from a skin manifestation such as hives or a rash. You can have rhinitis or a runny nose, itchy, watery eyes, nasal congestion, and furthermore you can even have something that sounds like asthma where you have chest tightness and shortness of breath. One reason I believe allergies are on the rise, in fact it looks like in the last 15 years there's been a near doubling of allergic disease, is because of this idea of the hygiene hypothesis. Now this has gained a lot of interest in the last several years because the concept is children who live on farms tend to have less allergic disease than those who live in more industrialized environments. For instance, if you grew up making mud pies like we all did when we were younger, or running around in the dirt bare feet, playing with your dog, with your face in your dog's face, that you're exposed to something called endotoxin or gram-negative bacteria, a certain type of bacteria that your body is obligated to fight off and deal with infection. What happens is when you live in more industrialized nations, this doesn't occur, and so the immune system, with lack of anything better to do, essentially becomes allergic. And this has been studied in great detail, and it seems like we're getting more and more evidence towards this reality. But yeah. So some of the preventative things that you can do to prevent an allergy is maybe number one, know your genetics, because that's one of the major determinants. So you definitely want to know if you have a first-degree family member, whether it be a parent, a sibling, or a child who has allergies. And that might create your interest in doing some avoidance measures. Some of the avoidance measures that we do recommend, not on a broad stroke fashion, but in general would be avoiding dust mites. Dust mites live in bedding, upholstered furniture, and carpet, and they're microscopic organisms. You can't see them, but essentially, if you were to wash your sheets in hot water once a week, if you were in some cases to get dust mite encasements, that would prevent the exposure and create a barrier between you and the dust mites. The other thing is that cats and dogs. Everybody loves their pet, and you never want to say get rid of your pet. That's probably the greatest thing, is if you're allergic to a dog or cat, to eliminate that exposure. However, there's some more modified approaches you can do, such as keeping your dog or cat out of your bed or out of your bedroom. Reduces the allergy burden by almost 40%. The other thing that's come out in some studies is washing your dog more often, but I know that doesn't work very well.
Dr. Kaplan, one of our ophthalmologists, has a few things to say about kids' eye care.
Every child needs a thorough eye exam before attending kindergarten. This is a perfect time to find out if there's any serious eye problems with the child. The most common problems that children face that can lead to severe loss of vision would be having amblyopia or a lazy eye. Fortunately, this can be treated with patches or eyeglasses. In addition, some patients will have crossed eyes, which is known as strabismus. This also can be treated with glasses, but sometimes requires surgery. Very commonly, children require glasses, and if they don't have them, it'll be hard for them to learn in school. So we usually think that kids should be checked before kindergarten, and then usually every 2 to 3 years until they're about 18.
And I'd like to talk with you about diabetes. There's two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 occurs in a person whose pancreas, which is an organ that we have that produces insulin, when that pancreas doesn't produce insulin anymore. That can occur at any age, and that's type 1 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes, it occurs in people who are very, very, very heavy. They're making enough insulin, but the insulin can't get to where it needs to go to be metabolized, to get broken down. And so the sugar in the bloodstream goes up. And that can all be avoided by having a healthy weight.
Kids. Pronger Smith doctors just love taking care of them.
The part of I mean, you have to eat healthy, that's very important, but the other part is physical activity. That's very, very important. Get your kids involved in sports, and you kids get involved in sports. Pick something that you really like and do that. It'll involve some kind of practice about 3 to 5 times a week, and that's very important.
We are striving every day to make prevention the key to our healthcare crisis in America. Our doctors are ready to care for you and eager to help you. We try to implement the best in medical advancements coupled with state-of-the-art equipment. Our physicians know that reaching out and getting patients involved with their own proactive healthcare will change the face of medicine. Prevention is our way. The Pronger Smith way, which is leading to better health care, greater control of disease, and a better prognosis for our dedicated patients. Be healthy. Pronger Smith Healthy.